Hey Fit Fam, Adrienne Dion here, and I am so excited about our second fit lesson, Clean Eating Made Simple. 80% of the results you get come from what you eat, so it's a very important topic, and I'm excited to get into it, so let's do it. Most of us have been eating the same way our entire lives, so when it comes to fitness and changing our lifestyle, it can be very, very challenging sometimes. We're a creature of habits. Have you ever been on vacation with somebody that wants to eat at the same restaurants they could have eaten at home? Like, I know it's very irking, but old habits die hard. We like what we like, and we like comfort. So we tend to stick with what we're used to eating. I'm hoping that this lesson tonight will kind of help you change your mindset around food so that you understand its purpose and you choose what's best for your goals on this fitness journey. I want to start with the body and food relationship. Now, it's just a little bit of anatomy, but stick with me. Our bodies are very complex, and in order for it to work properly, the body needs 7 essential nutrients: water, protein, carbs, minerals, vitamins, fiber, and fats. And so the way we get those nutrients is through food. When we eat our food, our body breaks it down, it takes the nutrients it needs, it expels the toxins, and that's pretty much how we get the nutrients. The problem is that sometimes the food that we eat are more calorie dense and doesn't have a lot of nutrients. And so it leaves our bodies depleted. And when our bodies are depleted, that is what leads to diseases and the weight gain or weight loss. We don't want that. We need all of the essential nutrients that our body needs so that our body can function at its highest potential. I want you guys to think of your bodies as a very important machine that brings you money, and it gets you really good experiences, and it allows you to have relationships. Essentially, this is what our bodies, it allows us to do. So you want to take care of this very important machine, and you want to use the best stuff you can to take care of it. So how do we do that? Number one, you're gonna focus on the quality. This is very important when we're grocery shopping. My rule is to shop around the perimeter of the grocery store instead of the middle of the aisles. And the reason is because most of the things around the perimeter of the grocery store is not processed. These are whole foods, and whole foods are really, really good for you. There are a few things you need to be careful of though. You want to make sure that you stay away from genetically modified foods. And a lot of times it'll have like no GMO that says that it's not genetically modified. But the government or the food industry is getting very tricky these days. So I want you to think about something. How is it that fruit has no seeds? Sometimes you'll see seedless grapes, or you'll see oranges with no seeds. That's not naturally occurring. So that's really genetically modified. You want to stay away from these foods because they're not natural in how they're produced. A lot of times those nutrients, such as the carbs, those will be a lot higher than what you would normally have in a natural orange or a natural seed. And a lot of times when you have a lot of those carbs, when our body doesn't need that much, it sits in our body and turns to sugar. A lot of times that'll lead to diabetes and other problems like that. So stay away from the no seed fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. Another thing is where they'll kind of put 2 different fruits together, like a plummet. A plummet is an apricot and a plum. That's not naturally occurring. So again, the nutrients that you will find in it naturally, that means when they're put together, it's going to multiply that so much higher, and it's really not good for you. So stay away from the genetically modified whole foods. Now, there will be times where you do have to shop the middle of the aisles. And the middle of the aisles is way more processed. This is mostly for our convenience, boxed dinners or things that kind of can be stored in the cabinets for a long time. And the way I really want you to think about this is that A lot of times when it's stored or it's preserved, they have to add things to it to keep it from spoiling. So a lot of the additives and the preservatives, they'll put chemicals in it to keep it from turning. But think about what that does in our bodies, to our bodies. This is why a lot of people have allergies and they have a lot of rashes or eczema. All of that stuff comes from processed food because of the chemicals that they put in it to preserve it. So you really want to stay away from it as much as you can. You think about something staying preserved in your body for 2 years, like at the heat that it is in our bodies, you know, that just sets up for disease. So you want to just kind of stay away from the processed stuff just because of the chemicals that they put in it. Now, sometimes you can find really good things like in the frozen section, canned foods. I really kind of don't really like to use either, just because of that processing. You want to try to just use dry beans and things that mostly around the perimeter of the store and not the processed stuff. Sometimes if you're going to have a cheat, maybe once every, blue moon, have some processed food, but remember, your body is a machine, the best machine that allows you to have all these great experiences. So you use high value stuff for your body. You want to stay away from the processed stuff. A few more things before we move away from the grocery shopping tips. I want to just say, make sure that you are always cleaning your fruits and vegetables, because again, they want it to stay pretty. So a lot of times they may spray things on it to keep it shining or to keep it from going bad in the store, even with the fruits and veggies. So you want to just make sure you wash your fruits and your vegetables really good, because if it's on the food, when we put it in our body, that's like toxins in our body. So you want to make sure you try to rinse as much as you can. Another thing, this is my issue with meat. I don't think there's anything wrong with meat, but I think there is something wrong with the way that they are processing the meat and the stuff that they put in it to keep it. I just don't like all of the chemicals and all of that. So if you do eat meat, just try to get it as natural, without all the preservatives and antibiotics and stuff like that. Because here again, if you're eating it, it's going into your body and it's going to affect your body as well. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind. And also, a lot of times we take a lot of supplements, and the thing I want you to know about supplements is that it's not naturally occurring, so it's made in the lab. Here again, if it's not naturally occurring, what is it really doing to your body? I don't want anything chemically made going into my body. So try to get your vitamins and your minerals and all that stuff from food, because that's the best way to get it. Another way that we take care of our body is by eating balanced meals. So it's very important that you're not just eating carbs, or you're not just eating proteins, and you're not just eating fats. Earlier, I talked about how your body needs 7 essential nutrients in order for it to work properly. But if you're only giving it one and it's being depleted of the other, that's still going to pose a lot of problems. Here's a chart that I use all the time to make sure that I'm eating well-balanced meals. You want to make sure that your plate is mostly veggies, because it has most of all the essential vitamins and minerals that your body needs. You want to have carbs in there. Yes, you do need carbs, even if you're losing weight, because that is what supplies your body with energy. And protein is really good because it helps it's like the building blocks of your body. So it's what helps to build the cells in your body, to keep your skin fresh. And you want to make sure you have protein for, building all of the red blood cells and all of that type of stuff. So whatever the muscles, also whatever your body needs to rebuild, that's what we use protein for. So you want to make sure that it's mostly veggies, and then I use kind of like a palm size of protein, and the same with carbs. And don't forget your fats. Fats are very important. A lot of times I eat fats for my snacks, but you can choose from this list on the charts to just kind of make sure you have all of your fruits, nuts, grains, all of your protein, your carbs, and your fats on a daily basis. Now, while we're talking about eating well-balanced meals, portion control is very, very important. And there are a few ways that you can stay on track with portion control. Number one, and I think that's very, very popular, like in fitness and everything, is counting calories. I really don't like counting calories because honestly, you can use apps like MyFitnessPal and it'll tell you like how many calories to eat in a day in order to lose so many pounds or to gain so many pounds. And you kind of just scan your food and it'll tell you how many calories you have left. That's cool. You will lose weight or you will gain weight. But remember, I said the quality of food is very important. There was a study done once where this guy only ate Twinkies and he did lose the weight. But is that very healthy? And remember, we want to make sure that we have a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle change. We want to make sure that this is really good for our health. And so making sure that you have all of the nutrients that your body needs is a better way of going about it if you're going to track food than the whole calorie counting. But it's up to you. The other way, as I just stated, is tracking your nutrients, and it's called tracking your macros. Now, this one I really, really, really like, and it really works really good, and you can use it to make sure that your body's getting what it needs. But it mostly tracks your protein, carbs, fats, and fiber. And you have numbers based off your goals. There are a bunch of calculators online that you can figure out your macro goals. If you guys choose to do this, I will help you. I'll get it all counted out for you so you can have a list, or I'll make another video explaining it more in detail. But this is one of my favorite ways of portion control. It works wonders and it's pretty much guaranteed to work. The only thing I don't like about it is we're trying to create a lifestyle change. And do you really want to track all your food for the rest of your life? I mean, once you get used to it, you'll kind of know portion sizes a little bit better. But for me, especially when you have a busy schedule, it's kind of a lot because you have to measure everything. So it's kind of up to you. I would definitely suggest it when you're first starting out, but if you're trying to do it over a long period of time, I suggest pretty much to do what I do, and that is eating 5 to 6 meals a day. So breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and a snack if I'm hungry. That is what I do pretty much all the time. I'll show you guys an example of some of the meals that I eat, but it pretty much helps me because I can look at my chart and choose different things, different like foods to make sure that I have all of my nutrients, and I just break it up over the day. So that is what I do. It's way less stressful. I know what I'm eating. I know what I'm getting, and it doesn't have to be 3 big meals and 3 big snacks. If you look at my example, you'll see that it's really small foods, but it just helps to keep your metabolism up. Your body's not in starvation mode, thinking that it's not going to get any food, so it holds on to like all of your nutrients and fat and all that stuff, and it won't let go because it doesn't think you're gonna eat again. So it's in survival mode, and that's why a lot of times we gain weight. It helps with all of that type of stuff. So just eating every 2 to 3 hours helps keep your metabolism up, and make sure you get in enough food. A lot of times people are not losing weight because they're not eating enough. So again, 5 to 6 meals a day really helps. My husband gave me a very good example to use. I know sometimes people think that 5 to 6 meals a day is a lot, but if you think about someone building a fire, you continue to put wood on it continuously so that the fire continues to burn. If you don't, the fire will die out. Same way with your energy and your life. So Let's keep that fire burning. And last but not least, the best ways to take care of that machine, to take care of our body, is to listen to our bodies. You guys, a lot of us are not listening to our bodies, and it is causing us, or will continue to cause us, a lot of problems. Just because you like a food doesn't mean that your body likes the food. So you need to listen to your body. How do you feel after you eat certain foods? It was something I read not too long ago, this book called Vegetation Over Medication. I highly suggest. But anyway, it was talking about, you think about after you eat a really big meal, and after you eat the meal or whatever, you get really, really sleepy. What's actually happening is your stomach is trying to digest all of the food. So it shuts down all the other systems in your body so that it can get all the energy it can to digest your food. Like, that's crazy that you will put your body in overload like that. So you have to pay attention to your body and what your body is telling you. Your body is so complex and so smart. It's meant to heal itself. And so it'll give you signs all the time of what it needs. You want to make sure you have your water. Sometimes we're thinking we're hungry, but we really need water. So if you're tracking and making sure you're eating those 5 to 6 meals every day, you know you're getting enough food. And so the next time you get hungry, instead of jumping to get something else to eat, like chips or, a Snicker, drink water, and you'll be surprised at how that feeling goes away. You need to listen to your body. If your body, you have a lot of acid reflux after certain foods, or your stomach may hurt after certain foods. You also may have a lot of gas after certain foods. All of those things are signs that you need to listen to. Maybe that may not be a food that you really need to eat. Maybe you're not chewing your food well enough and you're causing your digestive system to go into overload. Pay attention to your body. And I would really suggest at first, when you're starting out, just start to write down the times that you eat and how you feel afterwards. You'll be surprised at how many foods are linked to mood disorders and a lot of autoimmune diseases. Like I told you guys, dairy produces a lot of mucus and a lot of inflammation. If you're having joint pain and different issues with sinuses or mucus, try taking some dairy out, because that causes inflammation in your system. And you could change that just by changing what you eat. Nowadays, there are a lot of alternatives to dairy. So just trying to maybe changing your milk to almond milk, or not eating meat as much during the week, and just see how you feel afterwards and create your specific plan based on your body. I always tell you guys, I'm not here to give you a specific plan and this plan works for everyone. No, I want you guys to learn what you need to learn in order to create the plan that best fits your life. So I just want you to remember, you have to listen to your body, be aware, and be conscious of what it's telling you. We are in the age of conveniency, and everybody wants to save time and money. And that's why a lot of times the grocery stores have a really big middle section, because those processed foods help us to save time and money. But you can save time and money eating whole foods and foods that are really good for you. And I'm going to tell you how. The first way is meal planning, not meal prepping, meal planning. I started doing this a couple months ago, and it has really saved me a lot of time and money. Meal planning kind of consists of you actually making out a meal for the week, and then only grocery shopping from that meal, that menu. I normally do it on Thursdays because I grocery shop on Fridays. So I'll sit down and I'll look at my schedule and see what days I'm really busy. Maybe those meals I'll do, something really quick and easy. And on other days, when, we don't have that much going on, I'll pick something that's going to be, really, it's okay to spend a little bit more time on. But make your plan. So Monday through Saturday, or Sunday, whatever, however you want to do it, create a menu for each day. That way on Monday, you know exactly what you're gonna cook. You know exactly, what you need, and it'll just save you a lot more time. Grocery shopping only from your weekly menu saves so much money, because a lot of times when we go grocery shopping, we just pick a bunch of stuff and we get home and we're like, now what am I gonna cook? What am I gonna make from this? It saves you so much time because you don't have to think about it, because you've already pre-planned your meals, and it just makes life so much easier. Another way is meal prepping. Now, I know this seems tedious, but it does save a lot of time, because you can create a lot of meals in 2 to 3 hours and you have something to just pick up and go. That's where your conveniency comes in, and you can save a lot of time and money doing it this way, because you can buy things in bulk and kind of just grocery shop from bulk. Now, if you like me, I don't like to eat 7 or 6 or 4, for that matter, 4-day-old foods. So what I like to do, instead of cooking the food and like preparing everything on that, like say Sunday, and have to heat that all the way till Friday, what I like to do, because I already have my meals planned out, I chop up what I need to do. I do that type of prepping. So I chop up onions, we chop up mushrooms, we kind of get everything ready so that once we have to cook for that day, we can just kind of pour things in, and that really helps a lot. If you don't want to do the cooking or the chopping or any of that, there are a lot of meal prepping services out there that can help you, and it really does save money, because you don't have to grocery shop. You can just pay for it and it's done. You can pick it up and just be good. And a lot of them have those, calorie counting and macro counting services along with it, so you can include all of it together. So I really suggest that. And then lastly, you can save a lot of money by shopping in season. A lot of times the fruits that are not in season are higher because they're having to ship them from somewhere else. And if you think about it, the preserving, the additives that they add to those foods, you kind of want to stay away from. So it's a quick, easy Google search, see what fruits and vegetables are in season, kind of find new recipes around those things, and you can save money and time by doing that. And by in season, I mean in season and in your region. We don't want oranges that are coming from Guatemala. I don't even know how far that is, but anyway, in your region. It's so crazy how here in America we have access to so many things, but it's not always healthy. Like when I was in Thailand, they only had certain fruits. You could only get them from the store if they were in season. If not, they didn't even have them in the stores. But here in America, we have stuff year round, and it's really not good for you. So just make sure that what you get is in season in your region. It's going to be healthier for you, and it's going to save you a lot of time. Also, let's not forget water. Water is very important, and we have clean water, we would think, most of the time, but I personally like spring water that comes from the source, because a lot of the other waters that you see, they add minerals and vitamins to it for taste, or they add like all this stuff in it, even in water. And no, it doesn't have calories, but like we said, we don't want anything that's made in the lab. So if you get natural spring water, it's going to be healthier for your body. It has something to do with the pH in your body. And if you're interested in that and learning all about that type of stuff, I really suggest the book Vegucation Over Medication. I love that book. I learned so much about eating clean. I would highly suggest that you do your own research about the foods that you eat. So hope that you'll take the things you've learned here and apply them to your life. And don't forget, it's not just about you, it's about your family as well. We want to make sure that we eat clean and we create new habits for the next generation to do the same. A lot of us have been eating the same way, but think about if we continue to do that, what do we do for our kids and our families and the people that are around us? We teach them to do the same thing. So a lot of it will benefit us, but it can also benefit the people around us as well. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help you. And if you guys are interested in the macro counting, just let me know. I will help you guys with it personally. I'll get numbers for you, or I'll just make a video so I can show everybody how to calculate it if you guys are really interested in that. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.